And we are live, and hey, there's a wild Isaiah.
What's going on? Guess what I got in my hand right now?
Butt plug. A
No.
joint.
Yep, it's a joint.
If that was a butt plug, that was a really small butt plug.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, no,
know.
I mean, he had his thumb on it. I couldn't tell that it was his thumb. I thought maybe it might be a flared base.
How many butt plugs have you seen that are
And Isaiah, you can't just be smoking weed on live streams. You're not white.
I was about to say, well, I was about to say like, well, I am a stereotype, so I'm smoking weed. I don't know. Will Zoom let me smoke this on live or not?
Zoom won't care. YouTube might. I don't care. Go nuts. Get high. Tell Joe Rogan that he can shove his white supremacist bullshit right up his keister, along with his head, which is damaged by all the fighting.
I don't want to get our channel taken down, so I don't know.
They haven't taken us down yet. They ain't gonna.
I don't think they're gonna bother. Honestly, we're just like a small channel as well too.
Speaking of the reasons they might take us down, I saw a video. Oh,
can I add something? Okay, so the reason why I smoke stuff like this is because it's not because I want to be. Well, yeah, but I also like have my job. My life is kind of weirdly stressful. I have
weirdly stressful. You're poor. You're black. You live in Florida. Why wouldn't it be stressful? How's that weird?
And autistic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shit.
But it's actually worse working around black folks being autistic than white people.
No, I'm gonna let you run with that. Go ahead.
Well, because like, the mannerisms and shit that, I don't talk Ebonics, shit like that.
Do they accuse you of being an Oreo or not being real?
Well, every black person gets accused of Oreo at one point or another by the black people.
I've never been accused of being an Oreo, but
so you're wrong, geek. Boom. Stop speaking out of turn, white guy. Hey, babe.
Just let me speak in general. Everyone just shut up and let me just talk.
Yeah, that should be every black person's mantra.
It's just I don't know. I like to say like when you're like someone like me, you're not liked by either side.
I mean, it's kind of like being a black atheist in general, I would imagine. You're an outcast within an outcast group.
Yeah. Because when I worked with when I worked with like some white folks, I always just felt that they didn't like me because I just felt like I was just more intelligent than they like the way I.
Be careful about the intelligent thing. Don't be Elon Musk.
Like the way I don't know.
No, I mean, the fact is, you're black, you're weird, you're always going to have a little bit of trouble fitting in. And white people are always going to have a lot more trouble accepting you for both of those reasons.
Just to be fair, he could be much more intelligent than them too.
Yeah, I was about to try and, but yeah, I mean, you probably are. No, I'm going to say it. You are intelligent. Everything I know about you tells me you are a smart dude.
He smokes weed.
That doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means you have a different way. You have a way of having fun. Also,
I can honestly.
Everyone knows that reefer addicts are all Negroes.
Hold on. I watched. Excuse me. I watched Titanic last night, smoking.
And that is why we know you're not black.
Also, I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah, don't even get me started on Titanic.
Oh, you're Irish. That's probably like one of those cultural things.
Okay.
Jack could have totally fit it on that door.
Right, not for that reason alone, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. the British hated the Irish, so
what caused the Irish potato famine? The English. Okay.
I just
remember. I mean, there was the blight, but
I mean, there was I mean, that caused a shortage of potatoes. It didn't cause the famine, because Ireland grew a shit ton of barley and wheat and carrots and all other sorts of shit, and the English exported that shit.
The English came in and took it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever was left of the potatoes. The English came in and took the rest and said,
Ireland was exporting metric fuck tons of food at the same time the Irish were starving because the English. But to continue building up Isaiah, you're smart. I love you. You're weird. People are gonna have trouble relating to you.
Funny enough, I actually don't mind being like an outcast with an outcast, because it just makes me so much more special to myself.
Yep, that is a good way to go. Just don't go the incel or Elon Musk route.
Oh God, why would I be? Why would I be the incel way? Oh,
because a lot of them do the same thing to start with, and then they decide that because nobody gets them, that makes them better, and it's okay for them to be hateful pieces of shit.
Same for online atheists.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Dawkins.
I mean, people don't get me, but I don't really necessarily like. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when I like see shit on TV, like I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of better than some of those people, but I would never like say it like in a genocidal way or something.
Yeah. And the thing is, when that happens over and over, year after year, it can foster a toxic mentality. And
well, yeah,
we have to work hard to avoid that, you and me, because we're different, we're weird, and it can be lonely.
I'll definitely like add to that, John, because I talked to I went to Pride Fest here in Tallahassee yesterday. It was like a
yay, good, yay.
You probably saw some pictures on my Facebook about it, and I talked to a sex therapist or a sex ed therapist about autistic men and like sex ed, because I feel like as a person on the spectrum, no one really talks to us about sex ed a lot. I
Autistic people have sex?
Autistic people can have very intense sex because we might be touch sensitive.
it's kind of eugenics, if you ask me. Them not teaching us about sex it's just them denying us the right to procreate. It's kind of a form of eugenics, if you ask me.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yes.
I mean, anti-sex ed is eugenics. I mean, I'm in the middle. I'm almost at the end of watching one of the documentaries on YouTube by Matt Baum. This one about an early real world star, Pedro Zamora. He was gay. He was HIV positive, and he died within months of filming the season. And he was an early, very important gay rights activist. And and the fact is that he got AIDS partly because he lived in Florida and they didn't teach anything about sex ed other than sex is bad. So he went out and partially because seeking solace after his mother died of cancer, he had lots of anonymous sex with older men who didn't treat him well, and he got HIV.
Well,
and he became a really prominent HIV activist. And I mean, the fact is, it's eugenics. It's all eugenics. It's always eugenics and white supremacy all the way down. He was brown.
It's sad. Also, a lot of autistic men don't often imbue the traits of toxic masculinity all the time.
Yep.
So I feel like with me and my father, because black men are supposed to act a certain way, and I didn't really act that way for my dad. So I guess that disappointed him a lot. So I guess he just didn't think I was sexually appropriate for women, I guess. So yeah, from then up until now, it's not like it's not like I'm bad with them, but it's just like whatever, right? Like
there are skills you have, there are skills you don't have.
Yeah,
you just have to find people who are willing to accept you for the skills you have and accept the skills you don't.
like before we move on, like is it good to be obsessed with a singer in your 30s?
How do you mean assess?
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's okay to be a fan. Parasocial relationships happen to everyone, and music is one of those universal human things. If you get weird about it, if it becomes a really big focus of your life, if you start finding out where they're going all the time and stalking them, it can go from a... There's always a spectrum of normal human behavior to unhealthy human behavior.
I just like
okay.
Go ahead.
Have you ever seen the video for Eminem's "Stand"?
I've heard the song video for "Stand," and I know that's where the verb to stand.
I was asking Isaiah.
Sorry.
I've heard the song, but I've never seen the video.
You should watch the video.
Okay.
It's Eminem singing about an obsessive fan, Stan,
very
who goes way off the rails, kills his girlfriend on Eminem's behalf, and Eminem responding to that toxic fan culture.
Well, I did name a starship after this person. I think it's also because we're both autistic and from North Florida. Like I don't know.
No, it's having crushes. Having a crush is normal. I
be
careful.
Like I understand, there's boundaries. Duh.
Yeah.
It needs to be.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people will say that, and I'm not saying you wouldn't, but a lot of people will say that, and then they just don't respect those boundaries.
Yeah.
That's
Jonah Hill.
Understanding that the boundaries are there and respecting them, completely fine.
Yeah.
Well,
understanding that the boundaries are there and ignoring them, not fine.
But there's just no excuse for violating someone's. There's just no excuse for it.
And I want to say, Isaiah, as an autistic person, this is going to be something you're wrestling with a lot because you're going to struggle with social stuff, but you're also going to be a very moral person. That's just a tendency we have. It's not universal, but it's kind of the trend, and that's what strikes me with you.
That's why. That's why I mean, that's kind of why I've also just kind of just given up on the whole idea of founding romance.
I don't think you should. I just think you're gonna have to be. It's gonna take more effort for you.
I don't think I'll find her here in Florida. Probably.
Florida's a big state, and it's not just full of Ron DeSantis assholes. And you live in a city. I think you could. I encourage you to keep trying. Carefully.
Yeah. Probably.
I remember back in the dinosaur days with Leif Garrett was his name. He was the big
I think it was Leif Erikson. I know you're a little bit old, your memory's failing. Sorry, I'm being a dick. Leif Erikson.
But anyway, I remember Leif Garrett, and there was David Cassidy, and there was quite a few others, and a lot of girls used to put their posters up on the wall, just like guys do, with different women. Okay,
there was a Twilight,
but that's about where it stopped.
So that's the place where, in a healthy situation, it should stop.
Right.
I mean, I have posters.
There were a few women who went overboard. Believe me.
I mean, I have posters of celebrities in my room now.
We can see them. And that's okay. That's fine. Being a fan of something is okay. Being a fan of a person is okay. I mean, until I learned that he was an absolute dickbag, I was a fan of Joss Whedon and his actors, right?
I think for me,
Richard Dawkins. I was a fan of Richard Dawkins.
Yeah, and then it turns out he's just a Republican, right?
And Daniel Dennett and Sam Harris initially that ended real quick.
I've never heard anything too bad about Dan Dennett. I know the only bad thing I've heard about Dan Dennett is that in private he said he thought that Me Too had gone too far, but he never spoke out against it publicly.
He did a lecture, and in the lecture, in the first 2 minutes, he justified women getting lesser amount of money because of biology.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take that back. Dan, I'm glad he's dead.
And He has also been on Epstein's flight list.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, the Epstein files have just been released too.
So has I believe so, and now I could be wrong, but so has Lawrence Krauss. Lawrence Krauss.
Well, I'm not surprised by Krauss.
Did the whole did the Dennis Miller is what I call it. Okay, did the whole flip around where he started. He was very quote unquote woke.
I'm a feminist. I'm a harasser.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of unfortunately a lot of them do it that way. But yeah.
So Krauss just
went
released a
underground
book.
for a while. He kind of went underground for a while, for about 6 months or so, public notice, and then when he came back, full right-wing bigot, anti-woke, etc.
Oh yeah. Krauss just published a book. He's the editor. It has Dawkins and Jordan Peterson and all the worst people as
well, authors. I guarantee you I'm not going to watch it. I do have the audiobooks because Jolly Roger them of
yeah.
What was it?
Don't steal things, people. That would be bad. Definitely don't steal them
It'd be
from
bad. It'd be real bad.
These
real bad.
websites.
But I have the audiobook version, which he narrated both, the audiobook version of A Universe from Nothing, which is one of my favorite lectures, actually. I love physics.
I mean, that is a really good, it's like, this is how you could have open, closed, flat universe. He was a good lecturer.
I might even send it to Isaiah. I can do this with Dropbox. It's the physics of Star Trek.
Nice.
Yep.
And it's really, really good.
Have you heard the Alchemy air drive?
Yep.
Yes.
The potential genuine warp drive. Yeah.
Yeah, but you would have to have a negative we go.
It's fancy physics.
You would have to,
it's Douglas Adams physics.
But when they first calculated back in like 1994, you needed a negative energy mass of around the planet of Jupiter or something like that.
Maybe one day we'll be able to go to other planets.
There's another one that NASA's actually puttering around with and has been for a couple of decades.
Oh, I just noticed the tattoo.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's where you have your spaceship, okay, and you have, say, let's use an example because I don't know what the range is, but we'll say a mile away, okay, is regular space. However, in between that spaceship and the mile away point of real space, quote unquote normal space, there's a barrier, a globular barrier, okay, because nothing physical can travel faster than light. It can't even travel at the speed of light with mass, okay? However, space itself can travel faster than light.
Well, it can expand.
Right, but that's the whole point. That's the basis behind the
fact.
Actually, like I said,
you can't travel through space if you are space. You're the space itself.
They haven't got anywhere yet, but they've been putting around with it for a couple of decades.
Yeah. Just want to say, Joey Lame Deer Fire, our Lakota friend, there needs to be a lefty singles app or even a singles app for neurodivergent folks. To which I replied, pretty sure 20 years ago that was Tumblr, and now it's TikTok.
But yeah, it's not now.
I'm not opposed to marrying someone who's not autistic. I'm just saying.
Oh no! It's no.
Well, it's
a lot of autistic people are married to normies. They have to.
And I understand both of your points, because probably 90% of my friends are neurodivergent. Okay, and then
hurt people find people who have been hurt.
Right, including family members, and I did not always get hurt.
Down family.
But, and like both of my offspring are neurodivergent. My mother was. I have 18 nieces and nephews because I'm the oldest of 10.
Nibblings, if you want to be gender neutral.
I have some. What's that?
Nibblings is the gender neutral term for nieces and nephews.
They all have genders, except for one. So you're right, nibblings.
It's just a way to just have the one.
All
word.
of them have one form or another of neurodivergent, and in fact, I haven't met a family member yet in our portion of the family that is not ADHD. Every single one. Must be something in the water, turns the frogs gay or something.
No, it's fucking Ireland. You're all fucking wired.
Well,
okay, all right. Oh, we can go there. Okay.
I feel like I'm the only one in my family that has autism. My mom never had it. I don't think my mom had it, and I definitely don't think my dad had it. So,
well, as I recall, you have a complicated family history. You might not have too much interaction to be able to recall it well.
Yeah, I did. My family kind of sucked. See, that's why me and that singer have. I feel like we have so much in common. It's God.
Don't know. It sounds like you're over-identifying a bit with the singer. It does feel like you should take a step back and find something else to focus on for a bit. Yeah.
Well, because there are quite a few. In fact, I know quite a few. I can talk to you about it after the show. Well, after my show, I say it. But I know quite a few other singers who are also neurodivergent.
I would venture to guess that a lot are.
I only know specifically of one for definite sure that is autistic, but the others I either suspect or pretty sure they're ADHD, or of course there's a lot of who are both, like me. I'm both. Yay.
Yeah,
I mean, just like theater attracts queer kids, I expect performance to attract neurodivergent folks, because you do something out there and weird, you're going to get out there weird people.
So how would you determine whether or not you could be, because obviously you can't just ban somebody, whether or not you could be on an app for neurodivergent people, because a lot of people self-identify.
Well, again, that I would default to moderation. I am a communist, so I go for the human method.
Oh,
I would say that there should be a lot of moderation. It should be community involvement. We should do what Wikipedia pretends to do.
It's all right, communist. Not everybody can be a socialist.
Yes.
And the funniest thing is that you say that, and 95% of the people that I know are like, "What?" Don't know there's a difference.
I mean, well, there's a difference in the Marxist framework.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into theory because it bores me. But
yeah, that's fine.
I can explain it in about 5 seconds. According to Marxism, socialism is the stepping stone to communism.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's about it, according to Marx.
It's completely wrong. It's not completely wrong,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's obviously a little bit of detail to go into there, but yeah. That is what a lot of Marxists mean.
But like I said, you can't. I guess it would have to be moderation, because God forbid something should actually be moderated on social media.
No, I'm pretty sure that what's his name, Zuckerberg, published an op-ed on a newspaper that said, what was it? Moderation and government interference is good, so long as we decide what it's going to be.
Yeah.
He said that about 5 days before he removed all fact checking from Facebook. There's a reason I haven't been posting on Facebook.
But see, one of the things I do,
goddamn liar, right?
At least once a day, I try to post something on Facebook, like it's rumored that Mark Zuckerberg fucks sheep.
Oddly, I've only been getting the things where you post about your videos, but
whatever,
Breaking news, guys. So Europe said that they are going to be beefing up their military budgets to support Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's we are headed into not just Jesus Christ, because the thing is, after the Soviet Union fell, we thought we were in a monopolar world. As in just the U.S. and no other global power. And then China came up. But now at the same time, we have China and Europe and the U.S. The U.S. is falling into fascism. Europe is wrestling with fascism. China...
China.
Pseudo-socialist. And then you have the BRIC countries and Russia. We are headed for not a Cold War. I think we're headed for World War III.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think America is kind of headed for a revolution to some degree.
Oh, yeah, we're headed somewhere bad here in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt that. But well, I mean, see, here's the thing. Sometimes that can be a self-fulfilling prophecy, because people will say, and I'm not saying that it can't happen at all, but people will say, and they'll tell other people, it's all horrible and it's all going downhill, and then people just like, fuck it, why bother? Why is it worth it? Okay.
Well, the thing is about war with China, we've been building to that for decades. I mean, that's why Taiwan and Japan and South Korea and the Philippines exist, is so that we can build that seawall around them.
Right.
And that's why even under Biden and Obama, we built up this this militaristic rhetoric. around them.
Oh, Obama's such a cool president. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, he was cool. He was black. Black people are cool. And he also upped the drone program and the deportations. Fuck Obama. He was a white supremacist.
I'm going to be honest.
But, like you have the, what country is it? I want to say...
Rwanda?
Norway, Sweden, who said that they are no longer going to be fueling any American warships.
I think it was.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I mean, the closer they were to the Soviet Union, the more Soviet they were. Isaiah, you've been trying to say stuff for a minute. Go ahead and.
Okay, so I shared a link with what's
Geek? Me?
Oh, is Sibanon?
Siobhan. Yeah, it's Irish. They spell things weird because they're foreign and drunk. Siobhan.
Yeah.
So Shu,
I shared.
There's two ways to pronounce it. Okay, whether you come from Ulster or basically below southern part. Okay, but it's Shuwan.
I shared it with Shawan. Something. A link that of the person that I'm talking about. This is the person but yeah, maybe John, maybe I do feel like I am trying to be too like, yeah, I can kind of see that I'm trying to identify too much, but you know.
Trust me, I've been in middle school, I've been 25, I've been 35, and I'm approaching 45. It's always going to be a struggle.
You've been 25?
It's like I could have like
about 20 years ago I was 25.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Isaiah, keep going.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Maybe you're done with your thought. Sorry.
I think I was just sharing it with Siobhan. I was just sharing with if she wants to like read about it, that's
yeah, I can read that later. I don't have the time right now, but sure, I can read it later. We can talk about later.
You're on camera. You're about to go on camera.
We already had a couple discussions on
it. Her music is awesome too. So it's not just I like her. Her music is.
We've had a couple discussions on it already. Is it? So sure. As long as I'm not missing anytime.
Yeah, I love her music.
Speaking of which, while I'm on it, real quick, before we jump into another topic. Are you interested in, this is for Isaiah, are you interested in being interviewed by me for an audio podcast at any time?
Sure.
Okay. So, I mean, it's probably going to be at least a couple of weeks to a month, but I'll hook you up on it.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. I want to bring up what is going to be a downer. It's a video I saw. It's a TikTok video that was shared on Facebook. I saw it about half an hour before.
Was that woman being dragged out of that?
No, it is a January 6th guy.
Oh, he got
pulled
shot.
over by a cop in Indiana. In Indiana.
I saw that on Dusty Smith's show.
In India?
In Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. I thought you said India. I was like,
he got pardoned by Trump, and he was waiting for his license to come back. This whole legal bullshit, and a cop pulls him over for doing 70 and a 55, and he explains, I'm a January 6er. And the cop is obviously very polite to his fellow white supremacist, but the fact that he is a serial traffic offender, and he's driving without a license, in a state where he officially doesn't live yet. He's moved back to Indiana because he's from Idaho and he needs to move back to Indiana because something. And the cop is like, I'm sorry, but you are a felon. You are a serial traffic offender. This amounts to a felony in Indiana. I need to take you in. And the January 6er says... Well, he freaks out, and he runs back to the cab of his truck, and he dives for his gun, saying, I'm going to shoot myself. And the cop shoots him multiple times and kills him.
Yeah.
Oh, because, and I'm not, believe me, I'm not in the process or in the habit of defending cops, but if he's pulling that gun out, even if he says, I'm going to shoot myself, he could just easily aim at the cop.
Yeah.
No.
If I was a cop, I probably would have too.
Yeah, and the thing is, as much as I hate Republicans, as much as I hate the Jan 6ers, I will always say I want them to die. I will never say I want them to be killed. Not even by the boots they lick.
As a black guy, as black people, we always have to take in white folks when they fuck up. I think this guy should have gotten some help. We need to like deprogram these people from Trump. I don't know what.
I mean, I don't want this guy to die. I don't want him to be shot to death by a cop. I want him to live out his days in one of those Norway dormitories.
I want to ask these people, in what way? How does Trump speak to y'all? Like,
yeah.
They're projecting. They honestly just like hear what they want to hear.
The fascism of Trump since 2015 has been, I'll say, incoherent shit in public. I'll make specific promises in private to the rich. Siobhan, you are your video is a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It's my internet is telling me that
we can hear you though.
We can hear you.
My internet.
So go ahead and say what you were trying to say.
And it's cable internet, and
there you go.
Oh, your neighbors woke up.
I've got the 1 gig version, so I might have a little conversation with some company people after this. But anyway, I don't want him to be killed by a cop. Okay, I don't want anybody to be killed by a cop because fuck cops.
Cops don't exist.
However, I have zero sympathy whatsoever.
I mean, the thing is,
not an atom, not in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Because to me, the only difference between him and a brown shirt is he doesn't have a swastika on his arm.
Yeah. He is a brown shirt. The brown shirts were the unofficial version. These brown shirts were replaced by the black shirts, I mean, the SA was replaced by the SS when Hitler killed the queer guy in charge of the brown shirts. But the fact is, I don't want him to die. I want him to go to a Norwegian-style prison, a dormitory that's comfortable, and then he gets educated, and eventually, if he can be released, he is released. I want him to be...
In a perfect world, or in a better world, not even a perfect world, in a better world, I might sort of get close to agreeing with you, but...
I mean, I'm picturing the ideal transition to fully automated luxury gay-space communism. I mean, I don't imagine that we can do this re-education here and now. Here and now, this guy might need to get beaten to death by, well, you, because you're awesome. But
I just, and I know that a lot of people will say, and let's tone it down a notch, and let's not talk about violence. Okay, let's talk about just fuck around and find out. Okay?
Yeah.
From the get-go, from like day 3. After the election until now, and it's been slowly increasing.
Trump has been doing all the shit.
Right. There's been a lot of Trump supporters who have been fucking around, and now they found out. Anywhere
it turns out that Trump didn't erase all the laws. Yeah.
Right. Anywhere from a guy who said, I believe it was on Twitter, it kind of went viral, and said, I can't believe you're doing this. You're Elon and his boys are, they're taking away my EBT, my Snap. You call it Snap, EBT, same thing. They're taking away my Snap. They're trying to take away my SSI. I voted for you. I will pray for you. No sympathy. There's a video that's been going viral on YouTube.
I believe the term is leopards eating my faces, and I'm upset about that.
I have a lot of schadenfreude. There's a young woman, I would say probably 30-ish, okay? And she did her original video where she's like a couple of times, like she's dancing to different music, and one of them has a line something like, you must be feeling pretty dumb right now, and she's singing, she's got a pro-Trump shirt on, and then she's has a little video later where she is pretending to pole dance in the corner of her bathroom, like, this wall, there's a wall here, and then there's a shower curtain here, okay? And she's pretending to pole dance, and there's some like generic music in the background, and the caption underneath that she put on there says something along the lines of, "This is what I'm going to have to do if Trump doesn't win." Okay. Now, then she went and did this video. They took everything. They took my child support. They took my disability. They took my rental assistance. They took my EBT, my SNAP, my food stamps. Okay. They took everything. How am I supposed to live? And the first one I saw was a young black woman. I don't remember her name. I've got her bookmark. Okay. And I could find that, but you can look this up. But she said, each time, she's the woman would, say, that about something pro-Trump. Okay. And she'd say, isn't this you? And then that was the first one where she lost all of her stuff, right? And then she did the second one where she's dancing. She's got the Trump shirt on, and doing the pole dance thing, whatever. She goes, isn't this you? And she did more of it. And she said, you better get ready to do some change for some strange, or some strange for some change, because you're out of luck now. I have no sympathy for them. I have sympathy for the kids, okay, if there are kids involved, because they can't choose it. They don't, we don't choose our parents. We don't choose the environment we grow up in. I have 100% sympathy for the kids. None whatsoever for the adults. I don't care
I disagree.
I don't care if you're disabled or not. I have no sympathy for it.
I mean, I'm definitely at the point where I do agree a lot with Siobhan.
Siobhan is just as good. It's pronounced both ways, so that's cool.
Yeah. Like I kind of agree with Siobhan on this. I just feel like I mean at the point I'm like fuck these. Actually, Siobhan, I'm with you. Fuck these people.
Okay, and really, I mean, we want to be, not everybody on the left, hashtag not lefties, but in general, a lot of people, regardless of where you are, want to be better people, want to be good people. Okay, we want to consider ourselves. We'll put it this way: we want to consider ourselves good people. And so when we say something, even if it's just to ourselves, like fuck these people, or I don't feel sorry for them, or whatever, that sounds really harsh. But I always bring it back to. What is his name? It's Godwin, but I'm trying to remember.
Godwin's
it's a Palestinian.
Law?
Yeah, Godwin's Law. Okay, so I always kind of bring them back to that because it's not quite the same. Okay, so like with this young woman, I'm not equating her to Hitler. I'm not saying she's like Hitler. Okay, but I would feel the same sympathy for her as I would feel for one of the SS. None.
I mean, the thing is, though,
you voted to fuck people over, and you voted because you thought your tiny little sliver of white privilege, and a lot of them know. A lot of them know that knew that they were going to get screwed over. Okay, to some extent, they just didn't think it was me that bad because it would all be focused on those people, the black people, the brown people.
I think they didn't think they were going to get screwed over. I think that a lot of the people we're talking about had bought into a lifetime, literally a lifetime of propaganda. Like, I mean, when I was 17, I was a Randroid, okay? And then I was a liberal, and then I was a progressive liberal, and now I'm a communist. It takes a lifetime of work to overcome that bullshit. So I do have sympathy for them. I'm not going to go out of my way for much of it, but I do have sympathy, and I don't want them to suffer. I want them to live comfortably until they realize that they fucked around, they found out, and now
if it was up to me, 100%, okay, and I voted, or people like me, whatever, think the same. I mean,
it's the same reason I vote Democrat.
We voted, and everybody got a UBI, okay? I'd be fine with that. Even if, even for the Trumpers, if we voted and we somehow got in a UBI, which is never going to happen, but if we somehow got in a UBI, I'd be absolutely fine with that. But
the point I was trying to make is I'm trying not to blame them for being wrong after a lifetime of bullshit. If everything you've ever heard, I mean, like most people aren't intellectually curious enough to go out and seek out other sources of shit. And if you live in the Empire, you're only going to hear what the Empire tells you.
Right, and I understand your point, okay, and I also kind of lean that way a little bit because if you have, say, Isaiah, okay, and he works how many hours a day? Let's say he got a job where he's working 12 hours a day, okay, which is not uncommon, or he's working 2 jobs because he's trying to pay his bills.
I've had 4 jobs, but that's okay.
And so he's working, he's busting his ass, okay, and let's say he's got a family, okay, he's busting his ass, he comes home. He's got a very limited amount of quote unquote leisure time. Okay. He wants to spend it with his family. He's, and it isn't just, Isaiah or people like most people in America below a certain income level or less work all week. Okay, unless you're a nursing home or whatever, then you work weird hours. But they work all week, okay, Monday through Friday, and then they come home and they bust their ass on the weekends trying to get shit done that they didn't have time for the week.
Yeah.
Okay, you got time you want to spend with your family. You maybe want to do a little video gaming, whatever. You're exhausted, okay, usually. All right, so I understand a lot of that, okay, but I also want to say, in my 30s, my 20s and 30s, I worked a job.
You're old. Just had to say.
I worked a job for seismography, okay, which is exploring for natural gas and oil. Okay.
So you were a bad person for money. Oh, so I
was a junkie. Yeah. So I've been a whore, so I don't care. I was a.
Well, you're trained. Oh shit! I said that.
Right. I was a junkie, is what it's called. Okay. All right. And so we worked 16 to 18-hour days, 30 to 50 days in a row. Okay. So because I was paying child support, okay, after taxes and child support, making $4.25 an hour, I was taking home over $1,000 a paycheck. Because I busted
how often? Just like, was it weekly or bi-weekly or monthly?
Oh, bi-weekly, yeah. Okay,
so but here's $2,000 a month. Okay, so that's
a little over $2,000 a month. Okay, which is shit now, but it was a little bit better back then.
Oh, so this was like 20, 30 years ago.
Especially, living in a very rural area and whatever.
Okay.
So, but here's my main point. Okay, until I've said this on my Facebook, I've said this on my show. Until I was 30, I was a racist, misogynistic, queerphobic, self-loathing, of course, queerphobic, white nationalist, Christian, evangelical, Pentecostal, fundamentalist.
Is that why you have a cross tattooed in between your tits?
It's an ankh, not a cross. So I also, our church did, and it's still existent in this town, in my hometown today. Okay, our church literally had, I was 13 in the summer, a bonfire and burned rock records. We passed out Chick tracts.
That is so 90s.
Okay, yeah, I know. We ranted and railed against evolution. We had faith healing, laying on hands, oil anointing. I did Bible study 3 to 4 times a week, not counting church on Sundays. Okay. So I also think it's hilarious when, some people, if I happen to be mentioning the Bible, because I'm not a fan of it, and some people, Christians, okay, and if they're not confrontational, and that's fine, then I'll mend, not say mend, I will maybe tone it down a bit, dial it back a bit. But if they're confrontational, and they tell me, well, you need to read the Bible, you don't want to get into a Bible fight with me at all. But so
their emissions were like horses and their dicks were like donkey dicks.
So I went through all of that and thought and honestly thought that way. Okay. And the wall started breaking down. Whoa. The wall started breaking down in my very early 30s. But so I know where they're coming from. I know that mindset. I know the indoctrination. It took me a couple of decades to get over the fact, and it doesn't bother me at all today, but it took me a couple of decades to get over the fact that I knew I was going to hell. After I left the religion. I still have that in the back of my head. The Jesuits said, give me, they say a boy, but gender neutral, but give me a boy for 6 years and I'll have him for life.
Yeah. I think it was.
I know exactly where they're coming from. So, if people, every single one of you would have hated me when I was 30. Okay, and would just.
And you would have hated me at 22.
Right. So, but I understand where they're coming from. So I guess I can't say I don't have any sympathy. Okay, I just have very little, and it's almost like the whole spoons idea. I got so many spoons. All right.
And I want to say that it's easier for me as a white man with a white penis who only wants to put it in women. It's easier for me to be sympathetic and gentle, even though as an autistic guy, I can't stand those fuckers. But I mean,
so I do have
the point I'm trying to make is the only thing I'm trying to say is that if you've only been fed a diet of bullshit, you're going to spout bullshit. And as hard as it is, and the fact is, I don't want to do that work. but it is valuable work to lead people
You
out
mean
of the bullshit.
the reclamation of people?
Yeah.
I guess is the way to put it. Okay.
And reclamation, re-education, and that's why I don't want this fucker to be killed by a cop. I want him to spend time in a Norwegian dormitory and get re-educated and come out of it not thinking like that.
I've said this also, that if I were walking down the street and I saw some
and
woman
if you see someone like that, go ahead and beat the shit out of them. Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
There's a difference between what we should do and what you
walking towards
should
me,
do.
for example, okay, or an older man with a Trump hat walking towards me, and they slipped and fell. Even if I didn't do it, my first reaction would be to reach out and help them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and at the same time, if you're dealing with that sumbitch, we should help them. You can beat the shit out of them. I mean, there's a difference between me and us.
Right.
But Isaiah, you've had your hand up for a long time. You wanted to say something. I want to make sure you get your chance to say it.
I forgot why I even put it up again.
It's probably because you're high. You're a stoner. You're a reefer addict. We can't trust a spook.
Excuse me?
A spook. I was using an outdated racist term.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I was... Okay.
Anyway,
I obviously misstepped
did you want to say something, Isaiah?
I think you may have went a little bit too far with that, John.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something, Isaiah?
I didn't have any. Not really. I don't remember.
He wanted to say something, but he forgot.
Okay.
Then,
well, because I have this tendency to monopolize a conversation. So, Jonathan, did you want to say?
Yeah. Let's see. What else has happened this week?
Elon Musk sent out an email to you after this was a while ago where to all the federal employees that you have to list 5 things. Yeah, 5 bullet points, 5 things you have done today that show that you are productive.
I would just say, fuck you.
And
fuck
the
you.
thing is, shit.
Exactly, Isaiah. You and I get right down the line. Right down the line.
Fuck you.
The thing is, they made the mistake of leaving it open to the public.
Shit.
So
every time the GOP does that, it backfires.
And apparently it's gotten even worse because all of Musk and his 20-year-old interns that he's brought in with him have completely ruined the government internet. Such that apparently they let there's a public database that basically you can write something to the government website that you should be able to write to. I don't know what's going on, but apparently they've completely fucked everything because Elon Musk did not invent the money sharing thing. PayPal. He didn't invent PayPal. Yeah. He paid to say he could invent the PayPal.
He didn't invent Tesla.
He didn't invent anything. He's just a rich guy who buys shit.
I'm trying to tell these idiots he didn't invent shit.
And
yeah.
Apparently, people are just hacking the internet because Elon Musk is in charge of it now.
I think people just like Elon Musk because a lot of people are just not really well informed about anything. So whenever Elon Musk says something,
they like Musk because he's a white racist and they're white racists. They love that he's throwing the nonsense.
And they like Musk even more because he's a wealthy white racist.
Yep.
Because
they love a child of slave rapers.
I remember seeing when he first bought Twitter and started going rapidly downhill. I remember seeing this meme on Facebook that said, "Elon Musk is proof that Elon Musk is proof that we unfortunately always thought that being wealthy meant being intelligent."
For 400 years, that was the liberal lie.
That was a lie.
Eugenics was Locke and Hobbes. It was all eugenics. Being rich meant that you had earned your riches by being a better person. And that fed into some Christian bullshit about God loves you, and therefore God's going to reward you. And if you're suffering now, it's because God hates you.
Calvinism.
Yep, that thing.
Well, that too. And then, the sons of Ham.
Yep. Yeah. And it all feeds into America. We're a white supremacist, Christian nationalist, capitalist hellscape because of eugenics.
Yep.
So can I change the topic a little?
Feel free. Go nuts. You're Irish. Throw a bomb in here.
Well, I will say, I will say.
I got these. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, don't worry too much, John, about the racist terms because Kanye West is now a Nazi now. So
it's me being trying and failing to be funny is not excused by Kanye West having a
even though Kanye
episode.
West is a fucking asshole. But anyway,
he had a psychotic episode. He is being enabled by a bunch of assholes. Him being a terrible person doesn't make me fucking up okay.
I think this shows well. I hate my
Is that a dildo?
No, Girl Scout cookies. Girl Scout cookies.
Oh my god, those are Thin Mints.
I don't know if you remember what it tastes like. So anyway,
no, that looked like butt plug. Those are Thin Mints. Holy shit!
I hate my camera.
My god, I did not expect that.
Why is it always green? Whatever. Anyway,
I love the Girl Scouts. I support them. Every time I go to the gym and they're out there selling cookies, and I don't have money to buy cookies, I'm sorry, but oh my god, Samoas are the worst.
And they're so.
I love Samoas.
Caramel clusters because they have the stripes on the solid chocolate on the one side, and I couldn't remember the name of it, but I told the person I was getting these from. Chocolate stripes on the other, and I love coconut. I'll put coconut.
I don't like coconut. It gets in your teeth, and it's not tasty, and it's got those bad fatty oils. And no,
that's more for us.
I don't like about that last one.
You're English, so your judgment is suspect anyway.
Oh my god! Don't you dare call me English. I am a mutt, bitch.
You're English, but just like me. Come on.
I also have Scots in me. I am also part colonized.
I'm Scots in me too. Scott's my last name. I'm from the Scott clan.
One of my absolute best friends forever. Her name is Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. I know she's not watching.
Hi, Jessica. Okay. I know you're watching. We love you.
She's awesome. I do love her. I tell her almost every day that I love her. She says the same. She's a fellow author. She writes what the hell did she call it? Middle grade fiction. Okay. And actually
does that mean mediocre fiction or tween?
So far everything that she's written is dystopian and it's absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, so it's definitely tween fiction.
Right.
One of the things. Oh my god! Can you share her in the link because oh my god, I love Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But anyway, so I forget where I was going with this. I was talking about her being my best friend and
a writer.
But what were we talking about before that?
Damn it! No. Damn it! No,
nobody remembers, right? Nobody remembers.
Hold on, Isaiah, you have your hand up. Do you remember what you were going to say?
Sucking people things bad.
Girl Scouts.
Well, because we started talking
Girl Scout cookies. You were sharing your butt plugs.
Okay, so they're one of their children at the time because they have. I'm not going to get into that. So they have kids. Okay, so one of their kids at the time was selling Girl Scout cookies. When I went out there was a book convention in 2014 or 15, I forget which. And they paid my way out there. The convention did, my flight out there and my flight back, which was awesome of them. But so I stayed with her for 3 days. Beautiful person. And love her kids to death. And their kids were selling Girl Scout cookies. Now, the Girl Scouts support us. It had to be John.
John.
Anyway, so the Girl Scouts do support trans people, which I think is awesome. But
the Girl Scouts are amazing in a way the Boy Scouts are not.
Right? Yeah.
The Boy Scouts are Mormon. The Girl Scouts are good.
The Boy Scouts are pedophiles. But anyway,
I just said they were Mormon. Why'd you feel?
Well, yeah. No. If you want to really get into that, a lot of people talk about the
I just thought the Boy Scouts were like the Hitler Youth for some reason.
Yep. Oh my god! I keep saying they're Mormon.
There's
Why?
A lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap. I got booted off Facebook once for a week because I think it's because I posted the image without any explanation or whatever, okay? Because I did that later.
No, it's because you were criticizing white people.
Well, and it's because there were what's what I'm looking for. because the military term is civilian clothes. Anyway, brown shirts, but not in regular clothing. Okay, standing next to a group of Catholic priests, and all of them were doing the Sikh Heil salute. Okay, and so I posted that. And
so they were Republicans.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, and I posted it, and I got a ban for a week. And a lot of people don't realize, getting back to the trans thing a little bit, a lot of people don't realize that most, not all, hashtag not all books, but most of the books that were burned in the book burnings that you see the pictures of on the internet.
They started with the research for sex, the Institute for Sex Research.
And were
a gay man doing research into trans stuff.
Right.
Yeah. The earliest.
Like, oh no, we're going to throw that out. We're going to throw that on the old bonfire.
I mean, the poem says first they came for the communists, but at the same time, at first they came for the trans people.
So it was mostly.
But a lot of people also don't realize is he was a Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus, really? I wouldn't believe it. He was a gay man.
Nemo, no, Nemo, the one who wrote the poem.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense.
But him in the camps that he then changed his mind.
Okay. Okay. I was about to say, wait, the guy running the research institute?
It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Let's see. Somebody said one by one or the entire box.
I'm insisting that Girl Scout cookies are butt plugs.
Dude, everything to you looks like a butt plug.
So how far do we want to take this down? Because I can take this way down the road. Okay. But not like disgusting.
And that's why they said one by one. Because I mean, look, let's be honest. A butthole. I mean, if you try to put a Thin Mint up a butthole, it's probably going to break the Thin Mint. But that's why you need to put the whole package up there.
For the
or just sleeve.
Everybody in the chat, and I'm presuming that everybody in the chat has had sex in some way, shape, or form. Okay.
I haven't.
I'm presuming, and I could be wrong. Have you noticed any difference between having it with a neurodivergent person and having it with a neurotypical person?
What's the question?
I don't know. I don't know that any of my partners have been neurodivergent. I just know that I've been neurodivergent.
I've never been in a relationship, so I can't tell.
Okay. I know that when I eat pussy, they tend to go nuts. When I use my dick, they tend not to.
Well, first of all, what does it mean to eat pussy? I've never.
Cunnilingus.
Oh Lord.
You lick their vagina and you pay special attention to the man in the boat.
You don't bite it.
No. Well.
Okay, so listen up, Isaiah. Okay. First of all,
it's like a blowjob, but for girls.
No. Okay, so I have 14 exes of anywhere from like one was 5 months and two of them were over 5 years. Okay, one was almost 10 years. Male and female.
So you're saying you're a typical tranny bice. God damn it, I did it again.
I'm curious. I'm serious.
I would prefer that word not be used.
Yeah.
How about John? How about you try not to be funny?
Anyway,
yep.
So I've had experience with both cis males and cis females, okay, and also some trans people. And I've also done a lot of sex work. Okay, so I'm not saying I completely know everything. I'm not saying I'm a Dr. Ruth. For those younger people, you can look her up. Okay, which is not John because he's old.
Miss Cleo.
But
Jesus.
Excuse me. So
you're not wrong.
But I have had a lot of sex with different types of people. I'll put it that way.
Okay?
Yeah. Some of them have been neurotypical. Some of them have been neurodivergent. The ones, and believe me, we all know that not all neurodivergent people are alike. Because some people don't like Rudolph and they can fuck off. But for the people who are neurodivergent, for me, and I can only speak for me personally, but for the people who are neurodivergent, for me, there is a connection there that I can't have with neurotypical people. Okay, now I'm not saying the sex with typicals are bad at all. Okay, because some of them were really good, but and doing even aside from what a lot of women do in relationships, it's very easy to fake it in sex work. So you got to learn how to do that. But so with neurotypical people, it's not, and again, it's not, I'm not criticizing them. Okay, there's just not a connection there. Okay, just like if we're having a conversation and it's not about sex, it's about
movies,
or it's about
it's about sharing my
cooking
experience,
right, or whatever. If John says something, he starts talking about something, and I jump in.
Way to attack me. I mean, I deserve it, but still,
right.
God.
Yeah, well, because you're English. So if John's saying something about an event that happened to him or an experience he's had or the way he feels about an experience, and I jump in and I say a similar story, none of us are going to get ticked off. None of us get pissed off because we know that what we're doing is saying, this is how we relate to you. We know that we feel the way you feel, at least in some way.
Yeah.
Because we've had that happen to us and we've had a similar experience.
Kind of want to push back on that. Because I've seen some memes on Facebook where autistic people say they've had trouble relating to people because when somebody shares something, they share a similar experience, and the other person thinks it's like a story topper or something. They don't realize the autistic person.
Right, but see, what I'm saying is for a lot of, and again, hashtag not autistic people, we're not all Rain Man, okay?
Yeah.
But for a lot of people who are autistic or who are neurodivergent, okay, we understand that we're sharing to try to.
I'm saying that the typicals don't understand.
No, I absolutely agree, 100%.
Okay.
I've had that happen to me way too
They think
often.
we're story topping. Instead, we're trying to share,
empathize.
It's all about me. It's all about me.
Yeah. That makes sense. No. That connection there that makes sense because like not just in connection in like sexual relations, but those connections just in relationship period, something like that. I can understand how
emotional and physical connections are really important. Both of them, all of them. There's a lot of different ways where you have to in a relationship.
I just think that for like people on the spectrum, like I just think the stuff we like is very niche. So
it can be.
I mean, because
it would be very easy for an autistic person to get way too into Marvel movies, and that would be part of the mainstream, and they would be accepted. Just like they could get way too into trains, and that would be really fucking weird here in the U.S.
Excuse me. So my bucket list is my bucket list. I've never ridden on a train in my life. And
that's because we don't have trains you can ride on here in the U.S. Not even Amtrak.
Wrong.
Technically, you can, but they don't. Not really.
There are 3 in Michigan that I want to ride. All fucking 3 of them. Obviously, not at the same time.
Oh, you are so autistic right now.
Bite me. What is in Coopersville? Which is my favorite because it's the same thing. But anyway, so I've literally seen Rudolph over 150 times.
Is that a movie?
I started it in 1964. When it came on, and I was surprised as hell in 1960, it was either 67 or 68, because all we had was black and white TV, which, again, for
you're
people look it up.
We get it.
Yeah. So, and everybody in our block had black and white TVs, little, not like suburban, kind of like a side street, on this huge town of 2,300 people. And so then one of the families that year got a color TV. So I went over there, and on occasion, and I was watching like cartoons. Oh my God, the cartoons, these are awesome. Okay. And then I saw Wizard of Oz for the first time.
Oh.
On a color TV, and it literally blew me away because, it's black and white, right? Starts out black and white. I'm like, okay.
And also because Judy Garland was hot and totally gay.
And she opens it. Yeah, I wanted to be her for years. She opens the door, and everything is in like Technicolor.
She was a witch. She was a queer icon. Let's be honest.
Right. And then I saw Rudolph in color. And
wait, are you talking about like one of those claymation Rudolph?
Yes.
Up the red-nosed reindeer.
Okay.
Yes. The bacon and rats like the shorts. Yes.
I've also Christmas is one of my things. Okay.
You're Irish. You obviously love Christianity.
And it's not just Christianity, okay?
It's a pagan. It's a pagan holiday too.
No, it's not. It's a conglomeration of bullshit, is what it is.
Right. You don't like the prods. It's the RCC. Anyway, or like your brain used to say, I'm an atheist, but still Catholic.
But are you a Christian atheist? I'll take a drill to you. Richard Dawkins, fuck you.
I like I said, I saw it in 64. I've never missed a year in 60 years. Okay. Wow. And then, of course,
so it's like Nightmare for Christmas for you.
Right. It came out. I got one about that. So anyway, it came out on VHS, and I started watching it then. Okay, off and on through the year. And then, you know, when it came on Laserdisc, look it up. And then
I remember this.
And I have the Blu-ray collector's edition, obviously. Okay. But also when Nightmare on Christmas came out, I was living in Oklahoma. So it would have been somewhere between 93 and 97. Okay. And I saw it like it was a week or two before Christmas. Okay. And I hated it. Absolutely hated it. This movie sucks. This movie sucks ass. And then the following year, I saw it about a week before Halloween and fell in love with it. I know the songs, you know, etc. And especially that whole bit in the beginning where he's got the trees. I so fucking want to go into All Snakes Day, okay, which you can see behind me. Fuck St. Patrick, okay.
Yeah.
I call it All Snakes Day, but I so wanted to go in that tree ever since I saw it, okay. But so Christmas is, in general, is one of my obsessions. So when people like us have that, and then I do an info dump, like what I just did, to typicals, they are like, oh, Jesus Christ, she's on this again, or, you know, or I got shit I got to do, or whatever, you know. But if you have that connection, like friends or whatever, to begin with, if I'm talking to Jonathan, or I'm talking to you, or I'm talking to Isaiah, or whatever, okay, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And it's okay to sit there and listen. You know, and that is a connection I can't have with anybody else.
Yeah. To neurodivergent people, info dumping is like a love language.
Shit. Sorry, my headphones batteries died. I can't hear you. You can hear me. I'm going to try and connect my other headphones.
Radio, okay. Guess what song they used to play on the radio to start the whole thing?
Under the Boardwalk.
Nope. Reveille.
Reveille.
Wait, the fucking trumpet thing? I can hear you now, by the way.
Okay, can the audience hit us?
Right. So I jumped.
Oh, they should have been able to hear the entire time.
I jumped out of my bed looking for my combat boots.
Oh.
I was military like 4 days. Okay.
Oh, you were wearing combat boots? Tell me again, you're a lesbian.
Well, I'm omnisexual, so I'm a lesbian, and I'm.
Oh, that they couldn't hear you? Oh, shit.
Yeah, hearts, not parts. So, I jumped out of bed looking for my boots for like 2 or 3 seconds, and I stopped, like, what the fuck am I doing? But I'd only been out 4 days. Kind of like, I served my time, okay, served my time to society, and then I was out, so.
Good thing you
So everyone, remember to leave your boots by your bed so that, like Siobhan, you can jump out and immediately start bashing cops.
There you go. And here's the thing, okay? You know because I got to get ready to go here because my show is supposed to start real quick. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people will say, and I love the video, soup for my family. Okay, but you know what also works? A potato. Directly food. I know it's fucking Irish as hell, okay, but it's directly food. And you don't put one or two, okay? You know, and you don't get those little bags of red, because that's sort of like a beanbag shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a portalock sack anyway.
Big ass fucking baked potatoes. All right.
Yes.
You put it in a double sock, not one, so it can break through.
I like a girl with big baked potatoes. I tell you what.
You go with a lot of big things, but anyway. All right, so I'm going to get going.
Girls with big titties and big dicks.
My show is going to start in about 15, 20 minutes. I always do the chat for like 10 minutes or so ahead of time. I'm on Blue Sky, The Angry Wrench. I am on YouTube as The Angry Wrench Speaks, _NH1, if you want to look that up. If somebody can pop it in the chat, that's cool.
I will.
And then I have a link tree, so I'm not going to go through all the hub shit, and a way to support me. You can support me. That's good enough. I'm very mouthy, as you can tell.
Really?
Today's show is I'm interviewing a young man. He's my nephew. By proxy, I guess you could call it or whatever. Okay, I love him to death.
Found family is family. Shut up.
He's absolutely awesome. A young gay femme black man, and we're going to be discussing race issues in the queer community. They do exist. In society.
How I Met Your Mother. She was a little bit way into country. He was a little bit way into black guys.
Anyway, that one wasn't horrible, but it was a groaner at least. Not a moaner, because that's a completely different topic. But,
the fact is that there is still a lot of racism in queer communities. There's still a lot of misogyny in queer communities, and we got to fight against all that shit. Fully all debated luxury gay space communism is going to take a minute.
Okay, so I got a joke to tell you, and John, if you give the ending to this, I'm gonna fucking.
I'll go ahead and mute myself because you probably told the joke before, but yeah.
I might have. I don't know. So it's not the one about the bar. Okay. So Seamus and trying to think of another one.
Finnegan.
Seamus and Finnegan, okay, are at the bar. And bartender's getting ready to close it down. Seamus says, I'm gonna walk home. Finnegan says, I'm gonna walk home. He says, but I'm gonna try to have one more. So Seamus starts walking. And the bartender says, well, while you're here and I'm cleaning up, I'm still kind of open. Why don't you have another one? And Finnegan goes, sure, I think I will. So he has another one. And he's walking home. He's stumbling a little bit, it's inebriated. So he's walking home and he sees Seamus out in this field, wheat field, in a boat, rowing. He stops and he stares. And he says, Seamus, what the fuck are you doing? And Seamus says, Finnegan says, Seamus, what the fuck are you doing? And Seamus says, I'm going home, man. Can't you see? And he says, well, you're in a fucking wheat field and you're rowing. He says, well, I'd get home faster if you'd come out and help me. He says, I can't help you. I can't swim. So anyway, where the hell is my Zoom? So I gotta go. My show in a few minutes. So the Batman. All right, thank you for letting me on. Peace out.
No problem. Peace out.
I gotta run early too, guys.
Okay, then it'll just be
you're not really running early. It's only a little bit early.
It's a little bit early. We can end the show a little bit early. Yes, sir.
That's fine.
I don't know if there's anything else that they shaved to
we could talk about what else happened besides Republicans burning the world down. I mean, we could talk. They have deliberately been overloading us with all the bullshit they've been doing it because
Germany actually managed to save themselves from fascism because
did the AfD not win despite Elon Musk's endorsement?
Yeah, the AfD
Elon Musk, the guy who threw a Nazi salute that every fucking mainstream outlet refused to call a Nazi salute, endorsed the AfD, but apparently the AfD didn't win, despite the Nazi endorsing the fucking Nazis.
the AFD came second, but like they didn't get a
look at that.
But because of long-standing like tradition in German politics as well to never make a coalition with the AFD, I forget which was the party that like did like get like the plurality of votes. And it's a parliamentary system, so it's like I don't have the thing up as well too, so I'm not prepared for this. But like anyway, the non-fascist party in like Germany, they're center right, so much like
number
Democrats.
One was Friedrich Merz.
Yeah, that's it. That's
no, that must be the name of the person, not
name the leader of the party that like won at his foot. But Friedrich Merz is going to be the chancellor for like Germany as well too. And yeah,
the first winner was CDU-CSU,
yes.
Christian Democratic Union.
Yes, that's a Christian Democrat.
SPD is the Social Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So Bernie Sanders won in Germany.
Yeah, we'll go on that fine. It was like,
which is a lot better than the U.S. has done, because the U.S. has said Bernie Sanders is our token.
Yeah.
Look at that, we got achieved. Hey, I'll tell you what. Oh, look at that. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hey, we got one of the Mexicans.
You gotta stop being Southern sometimes, honestly, as well too. You gotta like try.
I'm playing it up for the camera. Shut up.
As your avatar right now, you're a fake cat person as well too.
No, I'm a genuine cat person pretending to be a Southern cat person. Fuck you. I'm pretending to be what's his name? Who wrote the cat play? T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot. I'm pretending to be T.S. Eliot. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The Jellicles. He was in favor of the Jellicles. They're aristocratic cats. They're the Aristocats.
Yeah, exactly. So there's at least one good news in the world that like Germany did not fold the fascism despite the best efforts of the fascists looking on us.
But I mean, they all second place. Fucking.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But no, so it was like, and they're cold.
Like I said, I really understand wanting those people to die.
Mm-hmm.
But actually watching the video of somebody getting killed by a cop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ugh. And I was asked that by like someone as well too. And I'm just like, I'm still not in favor of cops killing people, regardless of the situation as well too. And I didn't know the full details. It was Kirok, yeah.
Oh shit! God damn
it!
I kind of hoped it wasn't.
No, it was Kirok. I forgot to ban him on my YouTube channel, and so then he was just like, "Fine, if you wanted to like DM me, it's like I'll unblock you on like Discord," and I did as well too. And I thought I said I was going to do it after that stream, but like he still came back like, "I'm still blocked." It's like, "Oh God, do I have to like do this now?" So I did unban my Twitch channel, so
I mean,
I'm stuck with him because he's on YouTube and Steve Shives and other people's like communities, and I just have him there to piss him off. So it's just like,
I mean, the fact is, you don't owe it to him. I mean, I want to help him, but the fact is,
he did stop drinking. He did say he stopped drinking. I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then he doesn't need our help, I guess.
He's still banned here because like you're the one that has to unban him here. But
I am. Okay, well, I'm not gonna. If he's been banned, then I'm gonna trust he's been banned for a reason, because I will give anyone a wrench, and if you anti-wrench him, then yeah, I trust.
Well, no, the reason why I banned him here because I didn't want to like come in here to complain about like him being banned from like my.
I mean,
Twitch
the fact is, he came in here and he was complaining about over and over always being an
censored.
Who was that's he was taking up the conversation. He was taking up all the air, and
yeah, exactly.
I feel for him. I understand it. I get it, but we gotta.
Yeah.
We can't just be the "fuck you, Kirok. You need to do better" channel.
Yeah. It's we got but like what's interesting? I guess no, I'll say that for another time. Another viewer of mine, so different viewers completely. This one seems cool. It's like I just felt for him because like yesterday I said no, you don't have to feel ashamed because like you were put with a $6,000 like medical bill for unnecessary like heart surgery as well too. But yet he blames himself because he enjoys eating like fatty food. And it's just like, okay, so
no,
they make.
I mean,
Yeah. And so I focus, and I said, listen, no, I have no problem with you and something like that. You should not feel ashamed about that. I hate society that makes you feel ashamed for.
I hate America. I don't hate Americans.
Yes.
I hate some Americans.
Fair, I hate some Americans too.
But I don't want them to die.
Exactly. It's like
I have very complicated dinners with my parents.
Mine's not so complicated, but like I live, my fascist younger brother lives right over there, so I guess I do have like we thankfully avoid talking politics as we're too.
I know I avoid talking politics, but my mom is a Clinton wife, and my dad thought he's bought into the Republican economic bullshit.
Yeah, I bet my dad does too.
It's really hard for me to sit with them and not call them Nazis. Because they're fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
And they're in their 70s. They've only got a couple more years to be Fox viewers.
What are they going to be after that?
They will be resting quietly.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, they're still on. The Fox was too.
I don't want anyone to kill them. I don't want my parents to suffer, but I don't want my parents to have any influence on the world. And there's some conflict there.
Yeah, exactly.
I also don't want my cat to have any influence on the world because he's a selfish piece of shit. He vomits all over everything, and the instant anything doesn't go his way, he pisses on something. I'm giving him scritches because I love him. And now he's licking my desk because that's what happens when you give him scritches right above his butt.
The only other thing that like I had was like, does Fox have a contract with like a private nursing homes? I have no idea.
They're a corporation. They could have a contract with nursing homes, with prisons. Who knows what the fuck? They're Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump going fucking bug nuts. Who knows?
I can understand how they'd be popular.
Yeah, I mean, a couple weeks back, fucking Bezos, the owner of the Washington Post, wrote an editorial saying, you could say I have a conflict of interest running the Washington Post, but you could just as easily say that they have a conflict of interest with me. Therefore, I get to do whatever I want. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. That's also like happened where it's just like Jeff Bezos, where the Washington Post Marxley died in darkness, and it's just like, but now it's just like I want the editorial section of like the Washington Post to focus on like free market and other issues as well too. It's just
we declined to opine on the presidential election because it was a principled stance, actually, and not because we knew it would be good for business if you fuckers voted for the Nazi in chief. And therefore, I'm going to continue to make money off the Nazi in chief, and that's a coincidence. It was a principled stance. Principles.
Yeah.
I'm going to do capitalist ASMR from now on. Money. You hear me going, I'm going to get out dollar bills.
Right. It's hard to interrupt the ASMR right now as well too. But speaking of capitalism, a lot of news organizations like ABC, CBS, and other people, something like that, settle out of court with like Donald Trump.
You mean the people who refused to call Elon Musk a Nazi for doing a Nazi salute and refused to call it a Nazi salute and said to say it resembled a Roman salute. But you were saying, and I rudely interrupted you, calling them Nazi pieces of shit to point out how they're Nazi pieces of shit.
I was just going to say how like business helped like fascism as well too. That's a Daniel Gerin.
I believe that we have an expression here on the actual left: scratch a liberal, a fascist bleeds.
Yeah, exactly. Because so a lot of news sources successful their defamation cases against Donald Trump because like they still want to be able to report on the news from the White House and such and such.
Oh, they are going to back off the fuck like so hard.
Oh yeah.
He already kicked the Associated Press out of the fucking God.
Oh, just because like Associated Press refused to call the Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America, and Lucidia is specifically pissed off at like Google and Apple and other places for like naming some like
the U.S. Geological Survey gets to name the Gulf of Mexico, and therefore we're gonna go along with it because it's official.
No, some like Canada promises of
cowards
renaming yeah, it's just like renaming things just because.
He got less than half the vote. It was a plurality, but it was still less than. God.
Yeah, that's why them saying like this is a mandate from the voters. It reminds me of something that David Graeber said.
No, Richard Nixon got a mandate. Richard Nixon was a successful white supremacist. Donald Trump is a failed white supremacist. Donald Trump is David Duke in a blazer. Okay? God.
Later, Joey.
Bye, Joey.
Okay, yeah. So the Angry Wrench Speaks is like a show is about to start as well too. So probably
No. I mean, definitely. No, we're about to sign off, and you should go.
Yeah.
Schwan is amazing. I love her, and she talks a lot, but she's always doing good things.
Yes. Okay. So there's the link to Shaban's show that is it's open right now, so you can go and chat with her as well.
But I just wanted to say, apparently, she prefers Shawan, not Shaban.
Okay.
Shawan. So a soft V instead of a hard V. So
the Shawan. At least I can pronounce that. Unlike Isaiah cannot pronounce Necronomicon, which is like
Necronomicon. You mean? Our dear friend who knows whether. Oh shit! Could you get her to come back next week to explain how yesterday we were in danger of fires and today we're in danger of freezing?
Yes, but next week is the second Sunday of the month, so next week will be the Patreon
show. Okay. Maybe not next week, but still, just to explain how we went from one day to the next, fires to freezing.
Just in South Carolina?
It was South Carolina, some in North Carolina, some in Georgia. It was the whole region. But yeah.
Okay. From fires to freezing.
Yeah. If you get Necro I come.
Necronomicon, yeah.
Cat girl, weather girl. That would be awesome.
All right. So yes, but Isaiah,
if she feels confident talking about why we had that kind of weather. I know she loves Bruce Campbell and his tornado movie.
She does actually love Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell is one of Bruce Campbell is one of her favorite actors.
And he was in her favorite tornado movie, Tornadoes.
No, that is Twisters. She actually likes Twisters more than Twister. But anyway, Hell Frozen Over. Yes, exactly. The rig up. If I pronounce that correctly, sorry if I didn't as well too. Anyway, because I know that's your last name backwards. And I'll see you next week.
Is that not Luna?
That's Ely.
Ely, yeah. I remember her cat's name.
That's Princess Luna's her cat's name. His cat's name. Sorry. Anyway,
fucked up again. 3 times. Third time's the charm.
But anyway, we're in the show, so there's his. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the Angry Wrench Speaks has the link to her live stream right now is the Angry Wrench Speaks, and go to Cosplays Crafts, the Instagram for Isaiah Taylor. I'm Center Geek on all the socials and on YouTube and Twitch, and I will stream in about half an hour or so after I eat something as well too. Playing some Borderlands 2. John Bruckman, you're part of another podcast, aren't you?
Dungeons and Debacles, and we might record tonight for the first time this year. Last week I fell asleep and I felt bad about it. And before that, there was like there's this thing where like the sky dumps this frozen jizz stuff on you. They call it snow.
No, it's frozen jizz stuff. Oh God! Let's mention that Necronomicon's on.
No. I want to believe that the sky is feminine, and therefore it was frozen smegma.
We have to.
Don't look up smegma if you don't know what it is.
I know what it is, even though I'm circumcised.
Oh, God. It doesn't just happen among dudes who are uncircumcised.
But that's why that's how I know about it.
If you have juicy flaps, then you get juice. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, Smeghead. Now, with that said, everyone, please take care of yourself. Please all take care of yourself.
Hydrate, medicate, masturbate. Take care of yourself. Be good friends.
Sharing links up page.
And be not like me. Don't fuck up the way I did several times this stream.
Yeah, it's like bye everyone.